On stage.
All right. What's up, Simon?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Nada, man. I just wanted to give you a call, man, and see what's going on with you, man.
Just relaxing, man, and just recovering from the trip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's working. The program is working there, Simon. Let's just wait till we see how many people get on here, how many viewers. Um, but it's good to see you, man.
likewise.
You recovering from the trip?
Yeah, I'm recovering from the trip. It was the drive plus the trip plus we kind of just got home and uh, just jumped into our week and then did jujitsu the next day and uh,
Okay.
I think caught up to him this past weekend. But man, what an awesome event though.
Yeah, man. Freaking awesome, awesome event, man. So let me see how many people are joining in, but some people will jump in later. But dude, first of all, I want to say thanks for everything you did, man. You know, I know that you and I linked up together at UHP. We connected, and then there were some things over there that we all reached deep within ourselves and healed from there, but also walked away as better people. Um, and
Definitely.
from what I saw at UHP, man, is you guys are a power couple, man. You both are badass. Both into awesome sport, mountain biking. With the Dirt Therapy Project. You guys run the chapter in San Antonio, right?
Yes, sir. We run it here, and also kind of go out to all the events and stuff. And it's a lot of the things that the pillars that you have within Task Force Hydro One, but it's just on dirt.
Yeah.
It's biking, and really kind of getting people doing hard things and having fun at the same time, like
Yeah.
being a kid again.
Good. Good. Well, I don't want to waste anybody's time, man. So basically, what this is the Mission 50 AAR, right? So, in the military, we got these things where we go out and do it. Before we have a mission, we have the COAs, concept of the operations, we have, warning orders, give a little bit of a warning before you do the mission. If the mission changes before then, you got fragos, and then you got the operations order, then you got your pre combat checks, pre-combat inspections, then pre-combat checks, and then it's mission go time, right? And then you get your reporting during that phase of the operation, execution, and then at the end you got post-mission recovery, and the most important part, which I think is the after-action review, which we call with the acronym AAR. And we still like to use that within Task Force Hydro One. We actually do that after every one of our paddles. We come together. It's really important that we have thick skin, right? Because no one really learns or gets better if we always just blow smoke up each other's ass and make them feel good, right?
Yeah,
And that's one thing about our organization is a majority of us have thick skin. Some have some spots that got wore down a little bit, a little bit of flesh showing, and every once in a while we got to get the thick skin repair guy, right? He got to come in and fix it. But uh, first of all, welcome. I know we already said it, but can you introduce yourself, Simon?
My name is Simon Garcia. Retired United States Air Force, 20 years. Retired in 18, and yeah, I met you through UHP and kind of hit it off. Had some good conversations, shared some things, and then obviously learned about Task Force Hydro One. And we saw your passion and everything that you're trying to do with it, and we wanted to support you in this event. And that was one of the ways of doing that is driving 18 hours plus
Yeah.
St. Augustine,
From where?
San Antonio, San Antonio.
So from SA to SA.
That's right. That's it.
That's a shirt, bro. I coined it. It's mine. Who
Yeah, but yeah, man,
did
it
you
was
drive with? Who's we?
Sandy and I, Sandy G. Our initials are pretty much the same, SG and SG.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sandy is a 7-year United States Air Force veteran, and yeah, she we've kind of had our own struggles, both individually and as a couple, and we have both taken our own individual paths as well as a couple and to address those, and that's through various things, whether it's couples counseling or individual counseling,
Yeah.
life, military. On top of that, and that kind of led us to the Dirt Therapy Project, which I kind of alluded to earlier, and then led us to you eventually through UHP.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
And so, for those of you who don't know, is UHP is University of Health and Performance out of Bentonville, Arkansas. It's an amazing program designed, for veterans to go and get the certified personal trainer certificate through ISSA. Also through them, they're getting accredited. As soon as they get accredited, man, it's just going to be balls to the wall. Amazing. Such an amazing course, right? What did you get out of that course?
well, firstly, I learned that um, it wasn't just certified personal training. It was so much more than that. It was addressing the individual on not only physically but mentally, socially, and having to unlock certain things within us, and having those tough conversations through coaching. So it was a multifaceted approach, and I would recommend it to any veteran that is interested in. And here is my better half, Sandy, who just got here.
Definitely better half. Hey,
Yeah,
don't go cussing, Sandy. We know we always got to take it. We're Facebook Live right now.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good.
All right.
I'm gonna check the background.
Nice background.
Yeah.
Well, Sandy, tell us about yourself real quick.
Oh, snap.
Snap.
Um, so my name is Sandy, and I was in the Air Force for 7 years, and got out, went to college, did all that stuff.
Yep.
Didn't find my passion until 2019 when I started. I got my master's in acupuncture and oriental medicine, primarily because I wanted to find an alternative method to help my husband, brother who's a Marine veteran, just deal with military stressed out life, schedule, uh, all that stuff. So, yeah, and then we got started with the Dirt Therapy, started channeling that courage and confidence to explore other things with other veterans, and then just met so many people doing amazing work for themselves and the community. And meeting you at UHP was just another awesome, amazing, unthinkable opportunity that was put in my path, and I couldn't say no.
I wouldn't let you.
I just took on the challenge despite my hesitation and fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I found out.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you made it on time, Air Force time. So basically, I have a bunch of questions, and sometimes I have them on top of my mind. But basically, we already covered how do we meet, and then what made you guys as a couple and also as individuals decide to do the Mission 50, right? Even though Sandy, you had apprehensions, right?
Yes.
And Simon, I don't know if you did or not. Can you
I
swim?
had
If you know how to swim.
So what made you?
Oh, yeah. So I mean, again, it was your it was hearing your passion within this, and then also hearing and wanting to understand, right, what that is. And it's also like challenging myself, and trying to do something that I am not comfortable in and I haven't done before, and at the same time support you and your belief, right? And on top of that, it's also to understand and experience a different avenue for people doing things to challenge mental health, both individually and as a group socially.
Yeah.
So it was another way to kind of experience that and to share with other veterans, and having my own experience and my own understanding. And it was all because of you, man. I mean, it was hearing your passion within it. I was like, I got to go check this out. And if it wasn't you, honestly, I don't know if I would have went. And that's a long ass drive. You know what I mean?
It is.
But that, hearing your energy and your passion into it, like I was just like, we have to go check this out.
Sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Well, I appreciate you guys let me know that, my energy. I try to do that all the time. Sometimes I crash though, man. So I'll be like energetic like 6 days out of the week, and then Sunday, one thing we learned about at UHP, right? Recovery, right? So I got my whoop. My whoop tells me like, yo, yeah, your body, you're stressed out a little bit. You need to chill out, So, that's one thing, man. Is ever since I was a kid, is I had some childhood trauma, and then one of the good things I think that came out of it, and bad things, is I'm always moving from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. I'm moving. I can't sit still. One of the things is because my dad didn't let me, do anything, relax or anything. But to me, I think it was almost like, even though it sucks, but I'm just so busy, right? I'm always doing something with my hands or coming up with concepts and writing it down and going and engaging with people. It does catch up to me though. So what does the ocean and outrigger mean to you guys personally now that you've done it?
Go ahead.
What is the ocean?
Sandy. Okay. What does the ocean, or now what we would call the brackish water intercoastal, and outrigger paddling mean to you? Since so let's go through a synopsis of what we did, right? So you guys showed up on Wednesday night. You were there Thursday. I wanted to come talk to you guys, but I couldn't just because, man, I wanted to make sure this thing went off without a hitch, But you guys showed up Friday morning for the FNG course, right? The freaking new guy course. For those of you who don't know what FNG is. And we put 5 of you together with the world's greatest paddler, Tahitian paddler, Lewis Laughlin, the GOAT, right? He's won so many world champions and championships, and I personally thought his demeanor and how he taught was amazing, right? So what did you think, Sandy, getting into the water just at the Guana River Dam?
I was nervous. I was more nervous about the paddling than I was the little baby alligator we saw in there like 30 minutes before. Yes, there was one floating around. So,
Told you.
I guess I was just more afraid of. I was afraid of like not performing well, but at the same time, I was confident in my ability to like follow instructions, and kind of watch everybody, and just try to take in everything as it was coming, and not freak out about the what ifs.
Yeah.
Like what could go wrong. So as long as I was just staying focused on the instructor's words and and what he was telling us and his feedback, then I was okay.
Did you how did it feel having a bunch, like 10 other people with you?
That was very reassuring.
Okay.
Like it made me feel comfortable.
Okay.
With everyone.
Had you connected with anybody there except for me prior to even going out? I know there are other females in there.
It was just a very little bit of chit chat. I think one of the girls is the one that pointed out the alligator.
Oh.
But
yeah, that was what you told me, because Lewis Laughlin really wanted to see an alligator out there.
It was there.
His eyes like on the water, like.
But yeah, it was just kind of very little chit chat, just because I myself am still working on my social skills.
Yeah.
To learn how to smile and
and keep smiling, right? Okay. So planning leading up to the event. So what were your thoughts when you first heard about the Mission 50 paddle? Was there anything you were nervous? You've already said what you were nervous about heading to the event, but when you first heard me talking about it at UHP, because there was, I don't know if you know, like everyone thinks everyone's really good at, like veterans are really good at multitasking. I don't think we're really good at multitasking. I think we're really good at multi dreaming and then putting it in a multi-cue. right? And then it's like a Pez dispenser, right? You're
Yeah.
like, dude, that one's gone. Next, right? And every once in a while, you can look in that Pez dispenser down that little slit, and you can see all the little tasks, right? What's coming up next? You get to touch it a little bit, right? Like, all right, I'll do a little bit here, but really, that task is the thing at the top of the little Barney Rubble head, right?
Yeah.
Next Pez. So, and that's what I was doing at. I remember at UHP, someone had done my website, and I had a big interview about how to get support boats. And she's basically, the web designer shut down my website for 2 weeks, so I couldn't get any like feedback. So, what did you guys think about the Mission 50 paddle when you heard about it before you even said you wanted to be a part of it?
I honestly didn't know what to expect, and the way I kind of go into things is I kind of just show up and then just figure it out. And I mean, I kind of had like a general idea, and but like kind of just showing up on site was everything. Everything I knew was everything that you had talked about.
Yeah,
And I was more excited, like to see what the community was about, like what you guys are like, kind of building there in St. Augustine, and trying to understand that. And but it was just literally just showing up. I was more nervous for her,
yeah,
um, just trying to make sure she was safe and all good.
yeah.
But how about yourself?
Yeah, like when you talked about it, I was like, oh, that sounds awesome and amazing, but like it's like way with that, like way outside of my reach, my abilities. I would probably never do something like that. Like it just, I was connected more to your passion for that versus like I never saw myself doing that.
Yeah.
Like I said, for me, it was like, oh, that's great for other people, not
Well,
for
I'm
me.
here to tell you that watching you do it, it looked like you had been doing it for years. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if this is this video right here is I don't know if you're in it or not.
Which one? I don't know.
Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it, but I don't think
But
I'm.
it's I think it froze. It did.
Video or a picture?
Yeah, the video. It's a video. Um,
Yeah.
but I guess not. I guess we're not going to see that. So
Yeah,
sorry.
I know. I felt good when I was actually paddling.
Yeah.
Um, and like I told Simon, I was surprised that I wasn't really sore at all day after.
Oh man, you were jamming. I watched the video this morning when you guys went underneath the bridge, and it was just like you guys were like, I know you guys were like going towards this concrete bridge that was like 5 feet high, you know. And I was, okay, I see what they're doing. They may crash, so they might as well go into it head first at 50
Yeah.
miles.
Well, we had seen the boat in front of us. We had saw them under the bridge, and we saw their paddles like erratically. We were like, what are they doing? And then somebody's like, they're stuck.
Yeah.
And so they were trying to get unstuck, and that's when I don't know if it was Kelly, but they're like, man, they got sucked under.
Yeah.
So we go through this as fast as possible.
Yeah. Kelly did awesome, man. I was watching her, man. I was super amazed and stoked just to see how well she did, man.
Yeah.
Week of execution. Did the clinics help you guys?
Yes.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the best part of the clinic? And like, what can you remember, like how he went about it? Because I never talked to him about how he was going to run it. I didn't tell him how I wanted it. I just want to hear from you guys what you guys thought about it.
I really enjoyed like how he allowed us to fail, if you will. Like he just wanted to get an understanding, like what our capabilities were, what our stamina was, and it was just trying like, hey, I think you had talked about it like post clinic, how he just allowed us to kind of like, all right, let's just see how you guys paddle, and then kind of like tweaked here and there, and then at the end of the like we just kind of took instruction. He wasn't like screaming or nothing. Like he was just like, and I think the us as a group were able to take the instruction and just kind of just apply it. I was just trying to be like a sponge and just like, hey, this dude knows he's talking about. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So just tell me what to do, and then I didn't take it personal when he he corrected what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
When I got moved from a C3 to like C5 or C4 or whatever, I was like, I got demoted, but I probably deserve it. But no, it all worked out. I mean, it was great, and just to learn like the points of performance, the technique, um, and then also to audibly like to hear the group when we actually did do it right, how quiet it was, and how we were just moving along as opposed to we were more in sync as opposed to kind of like competing, I guess, with our paddles.
Yeah. Yep. Dude, I was amazed, man. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull that up right now. I'm gonna pull up and just show how everyone was paddling. And in this video, you're gonna see. Um, Look at that.
Oh,
Can you see that?
yeah. This is
And
our
this-
first
that is-
footage.
It looks like that patient grandpa. All right.
Yeah.
Hold the boat, please, everybody.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, that's amazing. You know, it's I loved how he was all about that. You know, what you mentioned it is how he let us fail, right? Or
Mhm.
he let us do a certain amount of things where let me move this out of there. Trying to remove this video so it's not in there anymore. Okay, boom. I'm learning this program, guys. Everybody watching too. But remember during UHP when we were doing our coaching, clinics, the very first time we were getting graded,
Right.
what was the first thing that they said about when you get a client? Or I don't like to say the client, when you're coaching your athlete, right? Is autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tell them what's the task, condition, and standard is, right? And then let them go and see how they do. And then, go. And then that's what I think that's what he did. He basically did that coaching, right? He did
Right.
some open questions and let them talk.
Like the coaching without coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought we were just like all little kids, kindergarten, and then the teacher's like, "Do this," and then he just sees what happens. Okay, do this instead.
Yeah. I mean, what was he saying? You would go for a little bit, right? And unfortunately, I didn't get to do the first class. Fortunately, I got to watch you guys and like, oh God, that's gonna suck, right? Because man, it was a workout for you guys the first 2 hours, right? But basically, what I liked about it was like, hi, I'm Lewis. Yeah, let's just get in the boat. I'm not going to talk too much. Let's just get in the boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his demeanor really it set the tone. I think it kept everybody kind of calm and relaxed, which only facilitated the learning.
Yeah. Yeah. And what we did was we put two OC6s together to make a V12, right? Which no one had to worry about tipping or hooling, what we call hooling, and all you had to do is really focus in on technique, right?
Mhm.
And at first, I saw, Sandy, you were going out there with your hand and pulling like a single arm dumbbell row, but what I liked about it, and you guys tell me if you guys figured it out, was he didn't really go into like, keep your arm straight right here. The biggest thing he was saying was timing, in sync, and a deep blade, right? And then what he did was I look at veterans as mistake-based learners, right? We learn through pain, right? And mistakes, right? When someone tells me that there's a fire, I put my finger in it just to see if it's hot. Fire. Like, nah, bull crap. But what did you guys notice from that mistake-based learning? What did he do next from just the casual paddle out there?
He had us ramp it up just to kind of, and then like so interval training, right? So he had us ramp it up like for like a minute or 30 seconds and just see how we would. And I think he was just assessing how out of sync we were. And then again, he just kind of adjusted the dial a little bit and just kind of made corrections. And then before you know it, as you said, stated post clinic. And then I mean, I thought he was being nice because that's probably what coaches do, right? Is like, hey, this is the best class ever. And kind of
I understand,
after that, like you uh, kind of echoed that with saying that you were trying to keep up with the boat, but it makes sense, right? Because it even from a mountain biking standpoint, like it's easier to teach somebody that's just starting out as opposed to trying to correct a bunch of like bad habits that were learned or just different techniques that people have picked up over the years or what have you.
Yeah, that's true. I think it helped because I've never touched a paddle. I've never used a paddle.
Yeah.
For that moment.
Let me see right here. I'm gonna see if this will play.
I don't know if it's our group.
Man.
Yeah, I think that's Joe's group.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it still makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's just not working. So because when I saw it, he's like he started off with the 20 seconds. Remember that? Like 20 seconds hard. Bam, 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 bam. And everybody was sort of had like all over the place. There were some experienced paddlers in there, which it was easy for you guys, right? But remember, then he went into the minute long sessions work just on one side. And I was like, 1 minute, holy crap, man! And everybody was starting off sort of like doing their own thing, but eventually they started. He would just say deeper blades, right? Mm-hmm. And then everyone started doing it the right way not because he was telling them to, but it's because it didn't hurt as much. Mm-hmm. Right. And then it started being a little bit more efficient. And then you felt that boat moving. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw like everybody started going from the single arm dumbbell rows, right? Like this to more of an A-frame and using their body as that rotational power. And it was just amazing to see it all come into sync like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, and then let's see right here, the paddle itself. I'm going to give a little bit of synopsis, like a concept of the operation right here, right? So basically it started off at 5 a.m., right? A roll call, then boat showed up, right? The canoes were lined up in order, right? You guys were assigned canoes. Some of you met your teammates right then and there. Mm-hmm. Right. And canoes got in the water, lined up, and then we paddled north 32 plus miles because we couldn't hit the ocean because of weather. And then we landed. It was just amazing to see how we did recovery. Right. And then boom, right into breaking bread, and then, so you guys give me, so the paddle itself, let's talk about the paddle. So what were some of the high or low moments for you, Sandy, on the water?
I guess that my high and low was almost the same thing because it was because I was on the second crew. So mm-hmm. when it was time to change, I think it was Kelly that I was like, well, like, when do we jump in? What? And she's like, we were trying to jump off in order to get in our seat order. And it's like, I really appreciated her because I was just like, you know what, just give me instruction. Tell me what to do. I've never done this before. And she's like, okay, we're going to jump in the water and then we're going to swim. And then it was just happening so fast. And because of the current and everything there wasn't really any time for me to be like, well, what do I do here? And what if this? She was just like, okay, come on, we're going to go. We're going to jump. And she's like, okay, let's go right now. You got to jump. And she just jumped. And so I had no choice but to just jump in. So I just did it and it happened. And I closed my eyes and I held my nose because I have to hold my nose. And I just jumped in and I just remember feeling myself go under and I had my eyes closed and then I popped back up and then I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. And then it was like, now we got to swim. And so it was very just like, go, go, go. It didn't give me time to think. But yeah, if she hadn't done that, then I wouldn't have gone. I would have hesitated, and probably kind of threw off everything. So, and then I couldn't kind of get up in the canoe like I did at the clinic. So, but every time somebody else helped me up, one of the Kelly grabbed my life vest and pulled me up. So it was the high and the low for me, because I just didn't want to be in that water. And then even just in the canoe when we were going, like, just what kept me focused was just trying to keep the timing.
Yeah.
Just keep the timing, and the time went by fast. My arms didn't fatigue at all. It was just super intense focus. And I was just trying to watch one of the more experienced paddlers. And I'm like, man, if I can keep time with this guy, then it's be like smooth sailing. So, but yeah, the water exchanges were the most tense and stressful moments for me.
So Simon, I'm gonna get to you next, all right? So about that. But so what I correlate that to is I hate jumping out of airplanes. Right? The Army has taken something fun for me and ruined it, just like the military does for anything, right? If they had mountain biking or surfing in the military, I probably wouldn't be doing it anymore, right? Like I used to snorkel and stuff. I was on a combat swimmer team, and I don't do that now because I just hate finning, right? But I look at it like an airborne operation. It's like every time I'm going to jump out of an airplane, I freaking hate it, right? And I'm always thinking about like, man, something's going to go wrong, But I only go because my crew is going. I have to go, especially in a static line operation, right? When that guy's moving down the cable towards the jump door, I got to go. I can't stop because everybody else's hooks are pulling my static line, right? If I don't go, I'm screwing everybody. So I just jump out. I do what I'm doing, what I'm trained to do. And most of the time, everything turns out good, right? And Kelly is amazing. And I'm so glad that you were with her because, she's a Navy pilot, former Navy pilot. She has that aura about her, right? She's in charge, and she's going to bring her whole team with her, right? No matter what. And that's just what I love about her. When she texted me late in the game that she and Trina want to be a part of it, I was so stoked to have them a part of it. So if she's listening, shout out to Kelly.
Yeah. Without them, I wouldn't have done it. And yeah, she even told me too, like, I hate murky water. Like, I hate it. I'm scared of it and I hate it. And so I was like, dang, she's scared too, but there she goes. And even when she was steering us, if like she felt like she made a mistake, she'd be like, oh shoot, sorry, I did this. Sorry guys. And then she would correct it. Like it was just, it was everything. It made everything about that event great for me.
Simon, how about you, buddy?
Highest and lowest. I think for me it was one, like in the morning I was like when I found out like there was a difference between like dry boarding and wet boarding, or I don't know what the proper term is, and I was like, hey, I didn't get briefed that,
pulling up like next to the boat and loading.
Yeah, because there was confusion. There was like my team was like, oh, we're gonna like dry whatever, and then somebody was like, no, we're gonna wet. I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like I understand the concept, but like when it came to it, they were kind of the same thing, like just like go, and I was the first one because I was like second to. But like when it came but I didn't know which side to like. I ended up going to the wrong side of the boat the first go, so I was like I had to wait for the person to climb off, and then either way I got it squared away. But other than that, like
was that your low?
Yeah, that was my low.
Okay.
Because I went to the wrong side of the canoe. And like,
you tried to load in on the right side?
Yeah, well, So I was kind of embarrassed by that.
Your other left.
But either way, like after that, I kind of had it, and then it was just like listening to instruction. And I was just kind of like going back to the class. One of the things that Lewis said was, if you get fatigued, because my shoulder started kind of and I started to like understand that my technique was off. And then people were trying to give me lessons. I was like, well, that's not what coach said or whatever. But either way, I was kind of just listening. But one of the things I quickly learned was when he was like, when you start getting fatigued, like, and it makes sense, right? It's like meditative practice. It's like, don't worry about anything else. Don't think about it. Just pay attention to the person in front of you. You know what I mean? Because that, and then you kind of just zone out and you just kind of keep going and going and
Flow
going.
state.
Yeah. What's that?
Flow state.
Flow state, exactly. So that's the kind of zone I would go in, and I've done that with other things, but this new practice or this new activity or what have you, discipline, I had to instill that, and it was just a different way to do that. Uh, but other than that, like it was just the highs were just like wow, like before you knew it, it was over, and in my mind I was like, we're gonna be going like in my mind, I was just preparing for if I have to go to midnight, I'm gonna go to midnight. And then before at that point, it was just like it was over, and I was like, oh shit, we're done, you know. And yeah,
So
because
these are my favorite events, man. These are I love things that are so challenging physically, endurance event. I'm a Green Beret, right? I just like pain and like things that challenge my my physical and mental being. You know, dude, I wanted to be out there so bad with you guys, man. Because I just wanted. I was like, man, I was eating like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I was drinking Nordic Blue, you know, water, you know. I was having a great time, but I wasn't like exerting myself, you know, and because
right,
I wanted to go home that night and just be so crushed and just crash, you know, and then
right.
wake up with my hands are in pain. I got that awesome like sense of being sore, like I did something, you know. So, what you guys think about the music? Did you guys hear the music like at the beginning, right? Sunrise.
I was well, so that was pretty cool. And
Yes.
secondly, I was surprised that speakers could be so damn loud on a boat. I was like, ah, bless, man, that's loud.
Yeah.
Bro, I was 5 feet from them, man. My ears are still repairing.
No,
Yeah,
the music was good. Like it helped like spark the energy, like get hype.
Yeah.
Like
That was Boatronics, which, you know, I got to talk about the planning real quick, right? I don't know if you guys know about behind the scenes of planning is at the last minute, I had 2 boats fall out on
yeah,
the
you
shoot,
said that. You mentioned that.
right? And me, it's one of my downfalls is I like to take crises on by myself, you know, and try to solve them by myself while doing everything. But I physically didn't know I did not know what to do, right? So what I did is I reached out to my Task Force Hydro One Ohana on all our secret chats, and I said I need help. And man, if I didn't have people from Georgia to South Florida to West Florida, East Florida, to Northeast Florida, I all of a sudden had too many boats within 48 hours. You know, which was amazing. So shout out to Stephanie, Noelani, you know, Courtney, the Harris family. I mean, I just can't tell you how many people came out, you know, and all the captains, you know. So Mark Purcell, you know, Boatronics, and Mike McAfee. You know, if I miss anybody's names, I'm sorry. But what was so? Let's talk about the energy and the vibe, right? It was amazing because we had first responders, we had veterans, we had an active duty guy out there, you know, have family members, supportive civilians. What did you guys feel the vibe like the Ohana out there, the mana, which we call like the spirit, you know?
I felt very like supported, encouraged, reassured. I felt people's confidence in me and confidence in each other. I felt everybody working together, kind of like, hey, like we got this. And if you don't got it, I got you. Like we're gonna work it out. It's gonna be great. We're gonna make it. We're all out here together. And then even when we were out there on the water, just looking around and seeing the support boats, like man, people are out here taking care of us, making sure we're all good. Yeah, yeah, that's how I felt the vibe was. Just very connected, encouraging, reassuring, confident,
Yeah,
and hey, we're in this all together. We're here together.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Um, all right, so let me see. Sorry guys. Boom. Try right there. I'm learning this program. Sorry if I'm screwing everything up, man. I'm learning how to try to be the orchestrator and ask questions and stuff like that. So, um, what if you had a message for veterans? What would you give to other veterans or first responders about joining something like this, and how it can be good and beneficial for your mental health and physical health?
Well, I mean, from my personal experience, an event like this, it's a bunch of like-minded people doing something challenging and difficult that brings that same type of environment that we came out of in the military, where we're kind of thrown together and we're trying to figure something out and do something, and we have a mission, right?
Yeah.
And we have to depend on each other to get said mission done. So it fosters that same environment. At the same time, you're out in the water, you're out, you know, seeing the sunrise. I mean, what other times do you have to do something like this and have that energy, that that synchronicity of like as you're paddling and kind of shifting from one side to the other side, and then after a while, you kind of just you kind of like you said it earlier, like this flow state, but it's a flow state with others, and it has that vibration that you can just feel, right? And people are in those endorphins flowing, that the conversations that are being had on the boat or the transfer, or if something doesn't happen right, and you're kind of like just laughing or just giving somebody shit about it. It's an awesome thing to do together, and I highly recommend anybody that is wanting to try something new or trying to find a positive coping mechanism to, and then trying to find that environment that kind of mimics that time in as a first responder, or in the military, or even a family member, right? To understand and experience and be around that community. Um, it's Yeah, I highly recommend it in from that regard.
Okay. So Sandy, where can somebody find you in your business practice? Explain exactly what it is again, how they can find you online.
I am right now mainly just on Instagram. That's kind of how I keep track of events and push out information as far as like dirt therapy rides. But yeah, I'm on Instagram. My handle is Loba Laughing _ so that's LOBA laughing _ um, I plan to launch my business by the end of the year. It's going to be an acupuncture practice combined with my coaching certification, like personal trainer certification. And I really want to get into the community acupuncture model, and also donate my time and services to nonprofits such as yours.
I
Um,
appreciate
just to kind of introduce people or educate people about acupuncture, its benefits, and how you can combine it with other alternative healing methods and find what works for you.
it. Simon,
Yes.
Mr. Mechanic Man, you picture of mountain bikes. What exactly do you do, and how can someone find you?
So I am also on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. It's freaking FRIKIN _ That's just because all the crazy shit that usually happens to me. But I bike mechanic stuff out of my garage. I'm a certified bike mechanic. I do that for the Dirt Therapy Project, the program. That's one way I give back. I also like video edit and a number of other things. I'm actually putting a video together. I have my GoPro out there, and then also interviewed you. Kind of got some videos of the class and kind of our travel over there, kind of just telling the story. So I'm throwing that together right now, to kind of give our experience from that. and that's one way I get back to nonprofits. It's just to kind of like, hey, this is my experience, and this is a way, and this is how you can find them, and this is what we gain from it, and this is how you can find them. So yeah, I kind of do a lot of, like you highlighted it earlier. You constantly stay busy. Your hands are always moving. I'm always doing something different, and I'm always moving for the
Yeah.
most. Every once in a while, I just have to like Saturday. I think the trip caught up to us, and I was just like smoked. I was just like doing nothing.
Man, you guys don't even realize, dude. The night after the paddle, dude, I didn't get done till 10, right? Putting everything away, and then I had to wake up early for another clinic.
Yeah.
And then Monday, I had to take people to the airport. So Monday night and Tuesday, we were like, wife and I were dead.
Yeah.
Back to normal.
Yeah.
Well, you two, I really appreciate it. You guys raised over $1,000 combined. I think Sandy, you're around 850. Simon, you're like 650, 750, something like that.
I raised over like over 1,000.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. I'm just trying.
I may be tall, dark, and no, not. I mean short, wide, handsome. But I don't have brains.
Outdo me,
She tried to outdo you. She was outdoing you big time for a bit, man.
Yeah. I let her think she was winning, and I just kind of just jumped ahead.
Well, thanks to you two, man. We raised over almost $40,000. We still have money coming in. Like just recently, just a couple minutes ago, somebody texted me. He's like, "Hey, what's my donation link?" People still want to because they're seeing the videos and just like the mana, and the good vibes coming out of it. And I'm throwing this out there right now. I'll see you guys next year, and if I don't, I'll put it on Facebook that you're not here. All right, because there's a rule in Task Force Hydro 1. Once you paddle with us once, you're one of us. And that's because we love every one of our veterans, first responders, and we're here for you guys. You guys need anything.
I have to give a big shout out to Eddie. Hi, because if it wasn't for his generosity, like we probably would not have been able to go.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Eddie.
So that was just.
Yeah, Eddie Zillman. Like he's big, tall, hairy. He looks scary, even sounds scary, but probably one of the most generous people I know. It's like he moved out of his.
Super appreciative. Like it's just, I don't know. One of the most amazing gifts we've ever received was him letting us stay at his place. And like I said, if we didn't have a place to stay, we probably would not have been able to afford to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Eddie moved out of his other house for the whole week, right? And let a bunch of people from California and Tahiti stay there, and then, Eddie's a retired New York City firefighter. He's amazing. I paddle with him every morning. We keep all of our canoes at his house. And I forgot to mention, we had the party there, the Thursday night party at his house.
Yes.
So he tries to act like a big tough guy, but that guy's just a big teddy bear, right? So I like to call him Smokey the Bear, but behind his back,
I'm giving him a shout out on this video too.
Are you? Good, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, hey, it's good to see you. I didn't see the dog.
She's outside barking at people.
But did you guys bring her?
No,
we couldn't because we didn't want her just staying in the house all by herself.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, I didn't even think about that. And next time, you bring her to my house. You bring her, and she can stay at my house.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So we're a bunch of dogs. I don't have dogs, right? And when your dog comes over here and poops in my backyard, my kid will be picking it up. But still. All right, guys. Well, hey, man, I love you guys. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. Task Force Hydro 1 appreciates it. The money that you guys helped us raise will help us buy additional canoes to provide more access to our veterans and first responders, where they can actually go in the morning and just grab a single canoe, a double canoe, a 3-man canoe. We have 4-mans and 6-mans, 8-mans and 12-man canoes.
Dang.
Right. So we have a little bit of everything. We have trailers that take them all over the place. I actually pay someone to haul the trailers and for the races. So all our race people have to do is get there, help offload and onload, and the race is theirs, right? And I really appreciate it, guys.
Just before we go, one of the things I want to try is surfing. I've never been surfing.
Oh, you're coming back out. So August 23rd this year is the first annual Task Force Hydro 1 Guardian Surf Classic. All right, no skills needed.
I was gonna say, like, I don't have any.
Board, longboard, and team event, right? Red Bull's going to help us out with it. It's on live heats. So go to our website at taskforcehydro1.org. Check out the register and just register.
nice
Register, just like you registered to paddle, register to surf. Show up a couple days early, Simon, and I'll get you surfing.
Sweet.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. You guys take care.
All right. Thank you. Love you, Ricky.
All right, love you too, guys. Take care.
Take care. All right. Bye.